which I really had to learn the hard way because in the past. This video is for anyone who has had to rebuild after the storm of a divorce, including if you have adult children, and just learning how to start over again with the emotional loss included. So this is for you. If it resonates, stay tuned because I will be talking about different stages, 6 different stages that I had to go through, and hopefully you will pick something up from it, and it might help you as well. Well, if anyone has been following me with my mindfulness practice, I can definitely tell you that going through these midlife changes has been such a great tool for me. And if you have been experiencing huge shifts in your life, in your midlife, 50 and on, whether it's divorce, career, and I'm going to relate more about the story about me going through divorce. I was married for 30 years, and I was scared. I was scared in the sense to how am I going to support myself? And also, I will share with you my backstory, why maybe it took me so long, not saying that that's any reason. And I will finish off by saying that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is, the rainbow does shine on the other end. And I can definitely see that side happening in my life right now. And I can definitely attribute it to the practice that I have and the practice that I share with everyone where I teach and on my other YouTube videos. So let's get right into a little bit of my backstory. So my name is Monica Merlot, and I started this YouTube channel a few years ago, but really got more into it in the last few months. And I really just wanted to share how I started living my best life. And I wanted to share the practices that I do, mindfulness practice and my breath work and all the experience that I've picked up through the past 30 some years. However, I will give you a backstory of my journey coming, being divorced now, and what it's like being divorced in your midlife and navigating with older children. I have a daughter with beautiful daughter with Down syndrome. She's 28 years old, and I have a son who's flourishing. He's doing great. He lives on his own. And just navigating it all and being a single mom and seeing like, how am I going to do this? That was the scariest thing for me. I just did not know how I was going to support myself. And I can tell you that I am, and I'm blooming from it. And that's what I'm going to share with you. Well, my backstory is this. As I said, I was married for about 30 years, and I emotionally just couldn't keep everything together, trying to make it work, right? Just keep on making it work. And well, what happened was it just wasn't working. Whatever reasons that it was, just having a toxic relationship, as it got worse with my partner, but also with myself. And so I decided a long time ago, and it just took like a process to just do the inner work and finally also pick up enough courage to step out of my comfort zone and just figure out, I'm just going to go and move out and start a new life. With what I've got, I really started from scratch. And at first, my daughter's with me, and she's with me for a few days, and then my son moved in, and then he moved out, and we just made it work. I think the biggest thing for me was just keep on doing the practice that I do. So I, keep on just trusting in faith about what keeps me at peace, what keeps me strong. And even on the days that I'm worried and scared and stressed, that I don't know how am I going to do it, how I'm going to make, at that time, make and pay the next bills. I just kept on moving a little bit at a time. And faith had a lot to do with it. So that helped me a lot. And the other thing was involving my community and the loved ones that I could trust and help. We just help each other out, and definitely got a lot of help from family member as well. So that was a big thing. The other thing was, on the plus side, was really creating my own space. And I think that's really important, to create your own space for you that feels right, that feels safe, that's yours. And doing that, when you do that, you are able to say, this is mine. This is the beauty of my place that I live in. This is the life that feels right for me. And everything falls aligned in that way, in that inner knowing, But let's be real here. I do have my daughter with special needs, neurodiverse now, as they say in the community, and doesn't go without the challenges, because she's not independent, and we're working on it. Again, always work with your community. There's resources out there, and I am using that. But it has been tricky, and I share. I have groups that I work with, community that I work with, and I stick to my practice. So I stick to my morning mindfulness routines, even mindfulness days. And you'll see in the other videos that I share, I talk about breath work and my yoga practice, and type of meditations that I lead, and just generally keeping my life simple. Less is more, which I really had to learn the hard way, because in the past, my life was full of everything that most people thought they would want, and did not make me happy, of course, in the long run, but did give me two beautiful, amazing children that I'm super proud of. And I'm proud of the work that I've done as a mother as well. And even though I'm scared, it can be scary sometimes, I'm proud of just taking the next step and taking care of myself and my family. So we will talk about the next part of my journey coming up. The role of mindfulness is the part of the journey that has just really helped me anchor myself. And I'm super grateful for this practice that I've implemented in my daily routine. And that is, waking up in the morning. I start off my morning. Let me just back up a bit. I will explain. Okay, so I start off my morning nice and slow, quiet. Get my water, drink my water. I have some spiritual things that I like to read, navigating what the energy is like, and also some Buddhist readings that I touch base on in mindfulness readings, and I will have a small meditation. It varies the meditation, or I'll just be nice and quiet and enjoy my latte after. And I'm lucky enough that I get to teach yoga and breath work. And I also get to do this kind of work in just sharing how things anchor me, and also being accountable too. That's like been a really good method for myself to stay grounded. So in my mindfulness practice, the breath work is really big. Now, you don't have to just like sit here. If you need to tap into your breath and you know, bringing in the breath, being aware of it, the inhale and the exhale. And if you're doing a simple meditation, which you'll find in one of my videos, I kind of go more into detail about how we connect to ourselves and into the breath. When you start to learn how to do that, which is something that is just part of me, who I am, you will do it when you're washing the dishes. You'll do it when you're going for a walk. You'll do that when you're driving in the car or waiting in line. It becomes really handy and healthy. Just the simple breath work, breathing in and breathing out. And in times when you start to get aggravated, you can use this. This is like the simplest thing to do. And what does it do? It regulates your nervous system. It regulated my nervous system. And even on days where I'm caught off guard because things happen, stuff happens during the day, I can tell that I'm a lot more regulated than I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, for sure. When I was 40 years old, I was so displaced and my nervous system was such a wreck. I did have my practice, but it was a band-aid. My practice was a band-aid, and I was still, I was really still all over the place. I was able, through patience, I have to say, you need some patience to get to a place where you feel that you can stabilize yourself. But with time and patience, a little bit at a time, I got there. And why do I know? Why do I know that I'm here, that I've arrived? It's because I feel it. I feel it. And I feel it in my body, in my being. And I know when something jolts me, I can feel the jolt. I can feel everything we get. We get anger, sadness, all of those things. But I can come into a compassionate way with myself, more gentle way of being, and it helps me focus on what I need to do and allows me to process and move on and just go through my day with more inner peace. So this has definitely been a great, mindfulness has been a super tool for me. And that's what I'm trying to convey, the message for you that you can pick up on. Life now, where I'm at, how I became like I'm in my power, and how you could be in your power just as much. And this leading up to the last 5 years, I could say, because that's when it was 5 years ago when I moved out, has made such a strong impact in my life, and how I've just been able to thrive, because it's been kind of like building blocks, you know, just one thing, working on one thing, and then it's something else in my life, and trusting the process that it's all going to work out. Even when I thought it would not work out, but I've become better at saying, you know what, this hasn't worked out, and that's okay. I'm going to I know something else is coming around the corner. And you know what? Always something comes that's a better fit for me. And I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful that um, I can my kids see that I'm doing well. I'm definitely, even, monetary wise, as I'm growing my business, my business is growing. I still have more of a richness in my life, in my well-being. It is far ways the monetary lifestyle I had in the past, which was really great at the time in a certain way. It served its purpose. It taught me many, many lessons, but I appreciate this much more because there's just something like gold to have. I would call it that nugget of gold within my art center, within the being of who I am. I want you to feel that. I want you to know that you can learn the techniques that I've practiced for over 30 years, that, of course, I want to fast track. I don't want you to go through 30 years of what I went through. But I want you to pick up on a few things that I have done to that I can say that if I had learned them maybe a little bit sooner, might have been, I might have picked it up and moved on, but it doesn't matter. What matters is where I'm at right now. What matters is where you're right at now. If you're listening to this video, that means you needed to hear something that maybe you're experiencing now, or you just go, oh my gosh, yeah, you know what, been through that as well. And sometimes that's all we need. Sometimes we just need to hear that that you're not alone, that you're not like the only one that's going through this. And why I say when you feel like that is that, yes, we all have shared experiences, but when we are going through difficult times, it can feel isolating. And what I've done is I will push myself to either read something that uplifts me, watch podcasts. So you can watch my podcasts. I hope I give material out there that is just uplifting and raises your vibration. I watch a lot of other podcasts that I just find very motivating. And then I just try to stay connected with my loved ones. Why do I say loved ones? Because I've sort of separated what relationships were healthy for me and were not healthy for me. And I had to give my love to the ones that maybe were not so healthy for me and say, thank you very much. But I need to make some changes that are for my well-being, for me, and that carry on for my children. So it is empowering. The things are growing, and I'm so grateful that I have this platform to expand and grow the awareness of women like myself, and I would say even some men. I'm sure some men go through this too, but women and myself, that what it's like to go through this period of this change. And it doesn't have to be so doom and gloom. It can be thriving, and there's more and more women speaking up about taking the next step and really making. Final message is I encourage you to just take the next step. If you're scared, I know how that feels, but I can guarantee that if you try working on something that you love, something that feels right for you, make sure that you trust, you start to learn how to tap into yourself. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can start from scratch and be where I'm at right now, I know that you can. The most important thing is to know that you don't have to do this alone. You can reach out to me. I can definitely provide you with many tools and resources on how to step into the best way of living your life. You can look at other podcasts, read books, and also really important to look into your community where you live and try and find resources on how you can be supported, and find other groups of people or women or whoever that are going through the same, that have gone through the same changes or going through the same changes. We need to support and speak for each other. So this is really the heart of why I'm here, because everything that I share with you gives me strength, gives me a voice. I want you to have that voice as well. Empowers me. I hope it empowers you. And it teaches my kids as well that their mother she's a fighter. I'm a fighter, and so are you. And if you want to feel that inner calm, I've got this video that I'm going to send a link to, that is like how to feel this inner calm. It's a meditation. In 7 days, you will notice a difference. And I recommend that any practice that you do, it doesn't have to be long. It could just be a few minutes. But if you practice it every day for a few minutes, just be consistent, be kind, and be loving to yourself. That's all that you could wish for. I just want to thank you so much for taking time to listen to what I had to share. I hope it really helped you. And I'd really appreciate if you want to comment. I'd love to hear back from you, your experiences that you're going through. If you want to share it with someone that you think that they might need to hear a little bit of some nugget of wisdom, or any resources that they need, I'm available. You can send me a message. And just the first time that we connect, it's free. And please like and subscribe, as this is, I think it's important that we are out there for each other to help women and people in their midlife going through the changes. So I wish you many blessings.